Blasting off like one of Elon Musk's rockets into another hour here. I'm Steve Gruber. This is the Steve Gruber Show, giving you better analysis and insight than anybody else. Thank God you're here, because otherwise I'd be talking to myself again.
Hey, you'd be talking to me too.
I might. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, in Flint, they're sticking with DEI, but that could cost them federal funding, which, by the way, keeps them as one of the best funded school districts in the state of Michigan. Number two, accountability beginning now as the Republicans are putting in the House Oversight Committee through its paces. Democrats call it Soviet-style show trials. Okay, whatever. And number three, what about telling the people what you did last week? Anthony, you're obviously awake now, which is never the case at 5:30 in the morning, but it is now.
Sure.
Right? Would you have any problem whatsoever saying, all right, if I came to you or Ivy came to you, whatever, said, hey, could you write down 5 things you did last week?
Yeah, I'll give you 10.
It'd take you about 5 minutes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I feel like it helped make myself look better.
Right. So do you understand it all? You're right. You make a good point there. Do you understand at all these people who go, oh, this is invasive, this is terrible, this is all, I can't believe they're asking this. Isn't that what it's like to have a job? To have a boss, to have somebody to answer to? Hey, what did you do on the project last week? Hey, what's your progress? Hey, what are you doing? Isn't that normal?
Yeah, usually when people, I feel like, get so defensive about something, it's because they might be insecure about the truth.
My good friend Esquire Bob, and Anthony goes, who's Esquire Bob? He's one of my attorneys. I need many. Says, he used an old saying, but he says, he who protesteth too much, right? Those people that complain and protest too much, the point you just made, Anthony, they got something that's not going on. But not everyone's freaked out by Doge. Not everyone's freaked out by saying, hey, what did you do last week? In fact, some people understand what it's like to have a job. Here's one of them.
Okay, so I am a federal employee that got an email this Saturday basically stating that I needed to highlight 5 accomplishments that I had last week, and to me, that was not a huge deal. I am someone who likes to highlight my accomplishments, and it was sent over in about a email that took me six minutes, something like that. I used to work for the private sector for about 13 years, so I was held accountable every day. I had lists of things that needed to be done every day, and it was just not a big deal to me to send that out. So I just want to say that. I would say highlight the things that you do. Highlight, who you are as a federal employee and the things that you're accomplishing. Like, just say it. I would encourage you to do that.
It's not that hard. Same point. And let me just say something about these folks, like her, like Anthony. If you're in a union situation, oftentimes it's based on how long you've been there, not how much good work you do. You know that. It's based on longevity, not on productivity and what you add to the company. So for a lot of these people that are stuck in the middle, right, at these federal jobs, they say, yeah, this is what I did last week. In fact, I can give you 10 things. Here's 10 things I did, and you write it down. Then you shine. And then you put yourself up for a promotion, advancement, management. They're not afraid of it. They embrace it, as they should, because it's an opportunity for people that want to work hard and make something of themselves. There's a lot to offer here. Alina Habba made a hell of a lot out of herself, becoming a lawyer for Donald Trump. She's also worn out by these silly questions about emails and just tell us what you did last week. Here she is.
It's just such a non-issue. Think about the fact that we're having look at all of you standing here asking me why people are upset to answer to their boss, the American people and the President of the United States, what you've done at work. What a ridiculous thing. I mean, it's as ridiculous as us having to say that boys can't play in women's sports. The fact that we are wasting American taxpayer dollars to even have to correct this is insane.
Should people that don't respond
in order to fire people who don't answer?
Well, firing people has been happening. It happens in every job. Is it outrageous to you that we're firing people? I mean, PPO has fired tons of people. Each department has fired tons of people. If you're not on an American first agenda, you're not here. It's very simple.
Will they be fired if they don't, just to be clear, will they be fired if they don't respond?
I think the president spoke on that. I'll refer to his statement. You will be held accountable. You will lose your job if you are not working.
Yeah, you will. If you're not working, you don't get paid. This is such a concept for these clowns. I mean, come on, people. You don't, first of all these prior to the Trump administration, I don't know what the number is today. Elon Musk said when he first looked that about 6% of the people working in D.C. actually showed up at the office. 6%. They're on a permanent vacation, the other 94% in large part. So 6% show up. So you don't show up to the office and you don't want to say what you did last week. Come on. You don't get that. You don't get that. You want the paycheck? You do these things. It's a job requirement. It's not high science. It's common sense, which is in short supply everywhere these days. But it's making a comeback. Common sense is making a comeback, so that is good news. Anyhow, in Michigan, accountability beginning here as well. I mentioned my home state a fair amount, as I should. Republicans in the Michigan House want to make sure Lansing returns to the accountability and transparency people deserve from their elected officials and institutions, and announced a new website and tip line. Announced it yesterday. They say it will allow Michiganders to submit suggestions for upcoming investigations into the weaponization of state government. Democrats called Soviet-style show trials. Well, not sure that's true. The House Oversight Committee on Weaponization of State Government said committee members plan to look at every submission and listen to every whistle blown. Angela Regas of Caledonia, who chairs the committee, said her priority will be investigating alleged misconduct and malfeasance committed by the state. I want to hear the stories of Michigan residents, she said, and she's a regular on this program. When she comes back, we're going to ask her about it. Look, if the state... You can't fight City Hall, right? That's the old saying. You can't fight City Hall. Well, you can't fight City Hall if City Hall's dirty. That's for sure. If City Hall is crooked, you can't fight that. Because even if you're right and you do it right and you say, look, I've got a problem, and you file a complaint, if they're crooked at City Hall and they just don't like you because maybe you're a conservative, maybe your last name's Gruber and they just don't like you, then what? Well, that's what they're doing. They're evening the playing field. And I'm glad they are. Not just in Lansing, Michigan, but in Washington, D.C., and in places all over this country. We're cleaning this place up. Great partners make it possible. If you're looking for rugged, heavyweight flannels that'll keep you warm and support wildlife, meet Muskox. Inspired by the Arctic's mighty muskox, these flannels are built for adventure. Look, I've got a bunch of them. Anthony, he wears his just about every day.
Yep.
Muskox, dude, is it the best or what?
It is. I honestly push muskox a lot out of personal
love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look, and what he's saying is he talks about muskox, and he's just out talking to people at the gym, and when he goes out with his friends, they're like, man, I want that. Well, then go buy one. You need one. Soft as butter, tough as steel. Anthony wears it every day. Sister Sarah wears it every day. Ivy steals mine. I've got one left. I have to fight for it and hide it. GoMuskox.com is a place where you can get it done. Are they inexpensive? No. It's an investment in your comfort, warmth, and your future. And your kids will love this until your wife steals it. GoMuskox.com. If you use the promo code Gruber15, you will save $15. It's an American company. It's a Detroit company, Muskox. GoMuskox.com. Promo code Gruber15. Check it out. Ron Rademacher is next.